guys? Hello, hello. Defensive Architect here, coming to you with more commentary against the Bears. This game was interesting. We were at home, prime time, Thursday night. Everything seemed like, it was all to our advantage. And, we have home field. We got a full crowd. We're on prime time. Everything just seemed like it was going right. And man, this game was very, very, very tight. And I thought this was going to be one of those games where we pretty much blow Chicago out of the water. They're struggling this season. And, first of all, our team is tired, fatigued rather, because we played Sunday. So we actually played the Niners Sunday. And here we are Thursday. We have to turn around and play Chicago. And lo and behold, Lamar Jackson is playing for the Bears. Lamar Jackson is playing against his former team. So this is a bit of a revenge game for him. So I'm just goofing around right now, but this is this was a good game. This was a really good game. We actually did very well against Lamar Jackson, surprisingly, because we know how fast he is. We know how quick he is getting off out of the pocket and getting around defenses and getting those first downs or making big plays. They also have DK Metcalf as well, so this is surprising actually to see them struggling as far as record wise. I think they're like 2-4 or something like that. So they're struggling or what have you, but they have this talent. They got DK, they got Lamar. I think they got like one other guy that's known, but they got a pretty good team, and yet they have a losing record. And they're struggling, but I think it's because of their offensive line, because it was fairly easy to get off the blocks against them. So, we were able to, especially with me using Vasquez right now, I was able to get to him fairly quickly until they started double teaming me. And once they started double teaming me, then that left other opportunities open for my teammates. So we were doing pretty good, considering who we're playing against. But once again, I know that should have been a pick. That shouldn't even been a bat down. That should have been just a straight up pick six. That should have been a straight up pick six. That took me right out of what I was about to say. Looking at that nonsense. That should have been a pick. But anyway. I don't remember what I was about to say because that completely took me off guard. I forgot all about that play. But anywho, so the thing is, lately, this was what I was about to say. Lately, I have not been running my cover 4 consistently. And I'm being honest with you guys. I'm being, I don't like capping and stuff like that. I don't like, trying to be something I'm not, or just being fake and all that stuff. I like to be transparent. I like to be real with you guys, because you guys need to see, the realness of this channel, the authenticity of this channel. We're not using hacks. We're not using nano blitzes and all that nonsense. We're not taking advantage of glitches and all this stuff. We're just playing straight up football. And you can play straight up football on this game. You can, if you understand football. If you don't understand football, then and you're only into the names and all that stuff is fine too. This game is good for arcade players and people who, take advantage of glitches and all that kind of stuff. But that's not what I do. And there you saw a big run to the outside there. Because we're not running our cover 4. But like I said, I am very transparent, so I'm gonna always tell you guys straight up what's going on with me, what's going on with my concepts and stuff. But like I said, I haven't been consistently running my cover four. There's still a long season. We still got 12 games to go. Okay, so you'll have plenty of opportunity to see my offense, my defense in full effect, and us running that cover four much more consistently, on a much more consistent basis. And but we have been running cover three a lot, especially cover three seam. We've been running that cover three seam, which is kind of like a bootleg version of like a cover four, because it's, or I should say, it's like a tighter cover three. It's pretty much covering the seams, which is what the cover four does as well. The cover four concept also protects the seams and makes sure that your team doesn't get beat on verticals and things of that nature. But oh Lord, this was a horrible call. This call right here, this roughing the passer nonsense. And the thing with Madden is like, if it's not something as foolish as that, like that foolishness, then it's like when they get the ball off like laser speed fast, it's almost like superhuman fast when how they get the ball off. And as they're getting the ball off, as soon as they get hit, it's like a roughing the passer. That's always annoying when that happens. But anywho, man. Anyway, I just haven't been running my stuff consistently, and I'm willing to be honest about that. Like I said, I don't like capping and all that stuff, and trying to, pretty the games up and all that stuff. I mean, you can see right here, I mean, we're getting beat around the corner. And the reason why we're getting beat like that on the outside is because I'm not running my consistent base. Now I'm running cover 6 here. And we're getting to the running back a little bit more. But every team is running against us. Every team is trying to, just attack us on the ground. That's pretty much what they're trying to do here. So, they're trying to get to it. But later on in the game, as the game progressed, we started to stuff those runs a lot more. And, once they started going to the outside, we started running that cover 4 a lot more. We're running cover 3 right now. Again. And nice sack. Beautiful sack right there. And that was a clutch sack right there. Because we needed that. We needed that. Not that it was win or lose or anything, but we just needed something. We just needed a big play to happen. We needed something to happen. So our offense scored, and we're up 10-7, and we're pretty much in control of this game. And we're back to our cover 4, so that's why you see that pass down there on the outside underneath us. Okay, now we're running. Well, we're back to that cover 3. Okay, that's stiff arm. Good Lord, that's stiff arm. Oh goodness. But we're back to our cover 4. So now we're going back to what we know, going back to our consistency here. And here we go. So there's someone there ready to tackle him. And that's all you can ask for, guys. Like that. That's kind of textbook, where you have a player ready to make a tackle underneath, because we're not giving up anything over the top, and we're not giving up big plays at the bottom either. We're not missing tackles and getting guys yaks and stuff, yards after catch. We're not doing that stuff. So we're just trying to make sure that we keep everything in front of us, which is the whole purpose of any zone, but especially the cover 4. You're trying to keep everything, every single little piece of activity in front of you, and you converge on the ball like this whenever they pass underneath, because that's what they're going to do on a consistent basis. Now we're running that cover 3 because we're getting caught up in the run game. Okay, like I told you guys before, it's very tempting it's very tempting to go away from the cover four because you're so attentive and you're so anxious about the run game. You're just waiting for them. Even here, like I audible to a cover three. Okay. Nice defensive play right there. Beautiful defensive play by Ferguson. Beautiful defensive play. So, it's like you're antsy to play that run. You're just waiting for them to run the ball. And that's what we started to get caught up in, especially in the second half. The second half, we started to get way too caught up in trying to stop the run. And, even though they were running from time to time, we just got too caught up in it. And then we started getting away from our cover four. And there they go running again. And we stuffed it that time. And now they got to go for a field goal. But, the thing is, you got to stay consistent with your concepts and with your scheme. You have to stay consistent because by them doing what they're doing, it's because that's what you're giving up. If they're running if they're running through the inside on a cover four, that's what you're waiting for them to do because you're assuming and you are counting on your linebackers to get there fast enough to stop it. And not necessarily behind the line of scrimmage either, not necessarily that, but just stop it as it's happening. So even if they get 3, 4, 5 yards out of it, there's someone there to stop it so they don't get 10, 15 yards out of it. But somehow they do that when you try to get away from your cover four and you get into a cover three, like this look I got right now, and they run to the outside and they completely just blow by everybody on the outside, and that's something that you don't want. The whole point of that cover four is to cover the outside and also to keep everything underneath. Now you got to be willing to give up those inside runs. Okay, so that's what you got to be willing to do. And we all know that this is not a fumble. I can't stress this enough. Like I can't stand this fumble thing. They gotta change that. That's getting tired at this point. That whole, fumbling as you're getting tackled and all that stuff, and because it's holding the game up every time they do that stuff, and it's like false hope too, especially when it's a vital part of the game. It's a very big part of the game where everything matters and everything's on the line. All of a sudden, you get that situation where a guy is on the ground tackled and fumbles, and we got to go through the whole review thing. I just can't stand that. So, anywho, and I always talk about it every time it happens. I just gotta say something about it. So, but so far we're doing good. Even though we've gotten a little bit away from our cover four scheme, we're doing okay. It's 10 points on the board from each team, and Lamar only has 130 yards passing. As you all know, I'm a big stickler for that, for the pass game, the pass defense. Pass defense is like a big deal to me. I hate the big play. Even though later on you're gonna see one, and you'll know when it happens. So now we're running the cover one man, and this is the other thing that I was a little bit disappointed in, was just the amount of times we went to cover one as well. Cover one is basically useful when you are blitzing on a consistent basis, because because teams do a lot of the curls and the hook routes. When you blitz, a lot of times they will turn to those hook routes and to those curl routes and stuff like that underneath. And cover one takes care of that, because if they got guys hooking, but then they got guys coming in on the inside a lot of times, and that's where that linebacker or that safety is covering that hook underneath, or they become like that buzz defender. So they scored a touchdown, but we turn around and scored a touchdown as well. And this is where it starts getting really entertaining. And this is the big play I was talking about. We gave up a big play Now I told you guys I'm very transparent. I show all the ups and the downs. Okay, we gave up a big play because I went to that cover one instead of sticking to my cover four. We went to cover one, and he threw that outside pass and zipped it well, to his man and scored. But we scored too, so now it's tied again. Like I said, it's a very entertaining game. But as you can see here, things are still going downhill for us. We're giving up a lot of extra yardage. They're marching down the field, and that's we need a turnover is what we need. And there he goes, and there goes that pass because that defender, that safety, he was coming down to go help, and he just threw it right over his head. So here we go now. We're at the 32, and I believe we stuff him here. So I believe so. Yeah, so we stuff him there. Still stuck at the 33. We didn't call a timeout because we were fairly confident we could stop him here. Plus, we just let the time run out if need be. And see, we had too many guys stacked up on the left side. Too many guys stacked on the left side. And now they have a chance to win the game. Now they have a chance to win the game, and that's something that's very disappointing. Because we're about to lose to a team that's 2-4. We're 4-2, and this was very unnecessary. This is an extremely unnecessary loss right here. It's not really a trap game or anything like that because they still have a good team. I think that I know Bill Parcells said you are what your record says you are, but they are a good team. They do have good weapons and stuff like that. But we still should be winning this game. We still should have won this game. And they scored that field goal, and that was pretty much the game winner. Yep, so as you saw there, guys, we got away from our defense, and we got away from our scheme. And that's the result of the game. Once you get away from your scheme and get away from what you do best, bad things happen. And our offense actually tried to help us out, but things didn't go well. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, Defensive Architect is checking out. See you next time.